Alright, week 11, lesson 1. Here we go. I'm going to dig into the blues scale. We've talked so much about all the pentatonic scale patterns. I haven't talked to you about the blues scale. Most guitar players eventually kind of see the blues scale and the pentatonic scale as interchangeable. They're almost identical. They're used so interchangeably in so many songs that, in a sense, sometimes I almost forget to teach the blues scale because I just think of it as the pentatonic scale. All right, here it is. I'm going to start with the main pentatonic pattern, which is the main place where you're ever going to be playing this thing. And the pentatonic pattern, as you know, is like so. The blues scale is just going to add one note right here. All right. The rest of the pattern is the same until you get to here on the 3rd string. We're going to add the pinky over here. And then the rest of the pentatonic pattern is the same. So watch. Okay? Now, this note that we've added, okay, and also, we've added it in 2 places. It's the same note an octave apart, okay? All right? The note that we have added, if we look at it from a music theory standpoint, is known as the flat 5th. Here's the root note of our pattern. Here's the 5th of our pattern. This note that's in the pentatonic is the 4th. The note in between them is referred to as the flat 5th. It's also referred to as the blue note. All right? And I believe somewhere back in time, this note was known as the devil's note, and it was a note that some people weren't supposed to play. I think if you were a big churchgoer, you weren't supposed to be messing with that note. It was an evil note, which is pretty silly. But, all right, so what we do is we're just playing chromatically from the 4th to the 5th. And from this, we get some pretty cool riffs, and this is a very common one. Right there. So anytime you can fool around with that flat 5th, it's going to add a cool little element to it. When we come up here onto the 3rd string, there's some cool things we can do with that as well. There's a lot of times when we're playing, coming down the scale, and that note fits right in. You've heard this a million times in all kinds of great classic songs. Coming straight down the pentatonic scale, and here's our E, our 5th, in this key. There's the flat 5th, the 4th. Okay? Alright? Also, if we're doing some of this kind of stuff, this is a real common thing. You've heard this kind of riff before. And sometimes we do that on those 2 strings, but a lot of times we'll add the 3rd string in there. Like that. Or a riff like this. Okay? These are the blue notes. You really want to dig into that a little bit and have some fun with that. Alright? I'm going to show you one other place that you can do that real easily. Alright? We're going to jump up to the 12th fret. Alright? And basically, if I take my main pentatonic pattern, if I jump up to the 12th fret, now where am I? I'm in my 4th pentatonic pattern. I'm just going to go ahead and start on the root note, and there's that blue note again. Okay? We don't worry about it anywhere else in this pattern. It's in a kind of a funny spot, but right in there, we use that quite often. Alright? So there's the blues scale. The blue note, throw it into your playing. It's a lot of fun.